country. And we are known for launching not only a lot of consultants and growing big, but we grow strong consultants. Our team members are known for fast tracking right away. We have a huge proportion of All-Stars that get in and they hit the fast track, which we're going to talk about tonight. We have a lot of leaders within our All-Star organization, so a lot of women that are building, big businesses. And so we're all family in this business, but as an All-Star team member, you're going to have access to a lot of additional resources. And some of the things I'm going to talk about tonight, you might not personally have access to because you might be part of, the group further down in my downline where maybe your team leader hasn't added you to the big All-Star group, which is totally fine because it's big and it can be overwhelming, but you probably have the same resources in your organization. And if there's anything I talk about tonight that you don't have access to, just private message me and I'll make sure that we can get it to you. So it feels good to be an All-Star. These are just a few of the things that we've been able to do. Recently as a team, we have Abigail and Megan Jelinek who went on, I think this was a Caribbean cruise, so that's them on their trip. We have consultants that come in and earn trips right away. So if that's something that you're interested in, know that you don't have to be in forever to hit some of these fun incentive trips. If you like travel, you're going to have some really great chances to do that. These are some of our team leaders that were on a river cruise that we do periodically with our team leaders, and just with our team, we go out on river cruises and it's fun in the Twin Cities. This is a recent photo of our World Conference, which is our 25-year anniversary. And then we win trophies a lot for booking parties. We tend to place in the top 20, if not the top 10 company-wide for booking blitzes. And so if you're like, gosh, I don't know where the parties are going to come from, we're really, really good at that. And so again, you're in good hands. It feels good to be an All-Star, and we're thrilled that you're here. There's lots of additional fun incentives and training that you're going to have access to, and including, just to highlight some of the things that our team does have access to. There's a private Facebook group. Again, it's called the All-Stars. And if you have access to that, great. And if you don't, if there's anything I mentioned tonight that you need access to, just let me know and I'll send it to you. We also have a huge group called Empower, Educate, and Entertain with the All-Stars. And so this is a group not only for consultants, but for women who are thinking about getting started in the business, but maybe aren't quite ready to pull the trigger right away. And so this is a place you can bring your leads to, provide some good social proof about what's working in the business. We give them some insider information about kit sales. They also get access to things like our training. So we might have some women from that group that are here on our training tonight, and you kind of get sneak peeks on what it might be like to be part of the Pure Romance All-Star team. So we also have training webinars like this one. So we'll do these things. We do boot camps, so like promotion boot camps. We're going to talk about lifestyle bonuses, and one of our goals is to get a lot of you earning lifestyle bonuses this summer. And so we're going to be doing some boot camps to help you earn those. And there's meetings, events, retreats across the country. I'm located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Actually, I'm in Apple Valley now. I moved to the burbs, but still Twin Cities. But we have consultants that are literally across the country on our team. So Lissa's down in Georgia doing team meetings and events. We have Jennifer McComb out in California. We've got Megan Just and Angela Hopkins and Nicole Smith and lots of gals that are up in the Fargo area. We got South Dakota. So we have you covered. We've got Duluth, Minnesota. So regardless of where you're located, there's going to be things for you to plug into. And just know that you have lots and lots of additional resources available for you as an All-Star team member. If you are in the All-Star group, I refer to this document as the Holy Grail. It's pinned, and it's kind of tricky to find sometimes, especially if you're accessing it on mobile. And so go to our group, look for the pinned document. Someone needs to mute themselves again. And this is going to be a fantastic way for you to access a ton of resources. Every time we do like a training video or someone else does their demo and we record it, we drop it into this big Holy Grail, and you can link up to albums. There are albums with hundreds and hundreds of images that you can use for your VIP groups. There's full product demos. There are full party demos. There's party game albums, all kinds of stuff. But again, it's always pinned in the All-Star group, and I refer to it as Holy Grail. So check that out if you've not yet, and it's going to be a really good resource for you. A little bit of history about Pure Romance, and I don't know, I'm so proud of our company. This is our founder and chairwoman, Patty Brisman. She founded the company literally out of the basement of her home. And if you go to YouTube or to the corporate site, you can see her entire story. So I'm not going to get into a ton of detail about her background, but just know that she started as a consultant. So she was out there actually doing the business back in the 80s. And when her company folded, she started Pure Romance literally out of the basement of her home. She had all these consultants on her team and, with no home for them. And so she started up Pure Romance. That was back in, oh my gosh, I'm totally having a space on the date, but it was 25 years ago, 1993, right? 1993, that was 25 years ago. So our 25-year organization, what I love about her is she has worked so hard to devulgarize the industry. And she also has really been a pioneer in making talking about sexual health, women's sexual health, mainstream. You know, for a long time, you know, you couldn't even say vagina, you know, in a lot of different settings. And she's really fought hard for us to have open conversations about our bodies that are respectful, that are candid, and that are open. She also has a foundation, which we'll talk about, is the Patty Brisbane Foundation, that funds women's sexual health initiatives. Chris Ciccinelli is her son. So if you're wondering, what is this guy, you know, out there, who's this man that is on a lot of our corporate stuff, he's our president and CEO now, and he's actually Patty's son. And so it's a fun relationship they have between the two of him, but he's incredible. He absolutely has the consultant's best interest at heart. For those of you that were in the Twin Cities, he was here yesterday, so I know a lot of you got to meet him for the first time. And he's an amazing advocate as well. So we're a wellness company. When people ask you, what is Pure Romance? We are a wellness company. We sell bath, beauty, and relationship enhancement products. And the Patty Brisbane Foundation, which is a foundation that funds women's sexual health initiatives, is something that Patty started because there really wasn't a lot of research around women's sexual health. There have been literally like ridiculous number of studies, dozens of studies on men's penis sizes, like who cares? But there's been very few studies about women's libido and, you know, sexual dysfunction and different issues that we have. And so, you know, sexuality post-cancer diagnosis and treatment. So she started the foundation to provide funding and research around areas that have historically been drastically underfunded. So just know that as a consultant, it's not just about the fun parties. It's not just about, you know, which are the fun parties are really fun about the great products. We truly are a company that gives back a tremendous amount to our community. And the Patty Brisbane Foundation is awesome foundation that has done just a lot for women's sexual health. All right, cool. All right, so I just want you to meet some of our brand new consultants, because I think sometimes you're going to see a lot of faces of people that are doing some crazy stuff. We have women that sell over $200,000 a year in product, all right? Sell over $2,000 a year in product personally. We have women that are earning high six figures in this business. We're probably going to have our first seven figure, which again, $1 million a year earner this year at Pure Romance. So there's some crazy things that are possible in Pure Romance. However, as a brand new consultant, you can do some really cool stuff. So just to highlight some of our brand new gals, we've got Brooklyn, who's been in for just 2 months and has already done $3,000 in retail sales. She just was able to save some money to get her a pool for her family. And so shout out to her. She's doing incredible with this business. We have Amy, who is up in the Duluth area, who's building an empire. She just started in February, and she decided that she was going to build it big, hit all 3 levels of the fast track. We're going to talk about the fast track and how you can earn them, but you can basically earn up to $600 in free product in your first 60 days in business by hitting the fast track program. So she did that. She promoted to senior consultant, which means that she has a monthly lifestyle bonus. Now, here's something to keep in mind. A lot of people will ask, do we have a car bonus program, or can you earn a car with Pure Romance? We do it so much better, you guys. You get cash. So instead of a car bonus, when you earn a car bonus with companies, typically there's a restriction on it. And so you have to use it for a car, first of all, and the company will pay your car payment if it's a certain type of car, if it's a certain age, sometimes it's a certain color of car. They'll pay it for as long as you qualify for it. And what happens sometimes is people will earn a car bonus. You know, they'll get this big luxury car, because that's usually what you got to do, is like a fancy car. And then if their promotion level changes or anything like that, they're stuck with a big payment on something that they don't have a bonus to pay for. We just give you money, all right? So we just give you money. You can do with it whatever you want. You can get yourself a fancy car. You can go on vacation. You can upgrade your house. And it's incredibly simple to start earning those. The lifestyle bonuses range in value from $100 a month all the way up to $1,200 a month. So there's lots of different options, lots of ways you can earn your way up with that. But I want to get you just tuned into that, because it's an incredible opportunity for you to be earning some big stuff right away. I'm going to check the chat quick. All right, good. Yay. Awesome. All right. So then we have Lisa, who is a power seller. She started about 6 months ago. So she's been in for about, since I think about December is when she joined. She's already done over $20,000, you guys, in sales. Her goal now is to be a Pure Romance Rookie of the Year. And when you're a Pure Romance Rookie of the Year, which is a combination of sales and sharing the opportunity, you literally get to walk the stage at our big world conference. And I know she's going to do it, right? Because you put your mind to something, and she's already well on her way to that. So we'll tell you how you can be a Rookie Rookie of the Year too, if that's something, if you are an overachiever and you want to go in and go hard, go for Rookie of the Year because it's a really cool opportunity. You get a fun trophy. It's awesome. So go, Lisa. We're super excited for you. So what's really possible with Pure Romance? Again, the sky is the limit with Pure Romance. You know, we have women that get into this just because they like the sisterhood and they like the community. And we love you and embrace you. If that's what it's all about for you, you know, come on in. You know, if you just love the product and love to use them at a discount, welcome. We love you. We will hug you and kiss you. Well, maybe not kiss you, but well, maybe hug you. I'm not a big hugger. I'm getting better at it. We will love you when you come to our meetings and events. You know, maybe your goal is to knock out a car payment or to be able to tell the kids yes sometimes. If you have children, you're tired of telling them no every time they ask for extras. This really is a lifestyle business, you guys, and you can do whatever it is you want with it. If you want to build it big time, you can. Again, I earn a six-figure income. I'll probably be earning close to multiple six-figure income this year. So if not 200,000, pretty close to that this year, which I never dreamed was possible when I first started. So really the sky is a limit with Pure Romance. You can do whatever you want. And what I love about this business is that it gives you permission to dream again. And as adults, sometimes we stop doing that, right? Like I think about when I was a kid and had these big dreams and then you kind of start crushing them as you get older. But I really want to give you permission to start dreaming again, and don't limit yourself. I want you each to ask yourself and take a minute, just kind of think about this. All right. This will be something you can think about for the rest of this week if you want to. But if time and money were not a consideration, and you didn't have to ask anyone for permission, what would you be doing differently right now? What would your days look like? What would your life look like? Where would you live? Who would you be spending time with? Really think about that. If time and money was not a consideration and you didn't have to ask anyone for permission, what would it look like? Just start asking yourself that question and give yourself permission to dream big, because it is possible, and this can be an incredible vehicle for you to do really, literally whatever it is that you want, all right? So we're gonna start with some goals, because it's important to have goals. And sometimes when you're brand new in the business, it's like, oh my gosh, this seems overwhelming. Where do I even start with goal setting? So I'm gonna give you some ideas of some goals that you can knock out right away to get some really quick wins in this business. And then you can decide to go bigger if you want to. So you can go ahead and write these down if you want to. Think about which ones you might want to do. And again, these are just suggestions. None of these might be your goals, and that's totally fine. You might have, big crazy goals, and that's cool too. So a really good first time goal or early goal is going to be an increased buying discount. And so you can easily move from 30%, which is where everyone starts, up to 40% or even 45%. You can do that in like a minute if that's something you decide to do. And so increased buying discount could be a good early goal of yours. The inventory advantage program, if you've taken advantage of that, holler in the chat. It's an amazing opportunity for you to build your inventory, and women are impulse buyers. And so the more that you have, if you're doing parties in stock, the higher your sales are typically going to be. And also you get a huge discount on the inventory advantage program because you're getting 50% off of the product. And we'll talk about what that is in a few minutes. That's a great thing to start with. And if you haven't yet, I would highly encourage you. You've got 60 days to do it. So do it. Do it. It's awesome. Everyone can do it. We've opened it up to everyone. So when you start, you've got 60 days to do it. Having your first 3 parties on the books would be another great goal. We'll talk about how you can do that. Completing the fast track program in your first 60 days, either level 1, 2, or 3. We'll get into what that looks like for you, but that would be a great goal to set. Promoting to senior consultant, which is going to earn you a lifestyle bonus. So you're going to start earning $100 a month in bonuses minimum. As long as you're hitting, what you need to for that level as soon as you hit senior consultant. And that's incredibly doable. We do have consultants that get in and do that in their first 60 days. So you can just start sharing the opportunity. Rookie of the Year for our overachievers. Again, if you are like Lisa and you want to walk the stage, I think Amy Davidson says she's going to go for it now too. So go girl. Then Rookie of the Year would be a great goal to set. So here's how you increase your buying discount. It's super simple. Everyone starts at 30%. And to move up to 35%, you either need to sell $1,000 in retail, so either $1,000 in retail sales, or do the IAP, the Inventory Advantage Program, that's automatically going to bump you up to 35%. Once you're at 35%, you can't fall back unless you go to friends and family, and then when you come back into the business, you would be back at 35%. To get to 40%, sell another $1,000 in product. And that's going to get you to 40. So $2,000 in lifetime sales, which, our average party is like close to 700 right now company-wide. So really that's just like, 3 shows basically that's going to get you to 40. And then again, you're not going to fall back from there. And then to get to 45%, you become a senior consultant. So sponsor 3 consultants who become active and you're at 45%. So that's kind of the trajectory on how that works. And that would be a great first goal for you to say, hey, I want to move up the line. I want to start making more money right away. I want to increase my buying discount. let's go. You can do it. The Inventory Advantage program, again, it kicks you up to that 35% right away. And so consultants who purchase the IAP, this is something that corporate has run some statistics on, and they're really crazy. So they earn more profit per party, which again, that makes sense. You have more and people are impulse buyers. You book more parties because, people are like, oh, you got inventory. That's great. They're referred more often, but also they're 180% more successful. So they're 225% more productive in the 3 months following the IAP purchase than consultants that do not do the IAP. These are purchases after the IAP or retail sales after the IAP. And so kind of crazy, you guys, you got some skin in the game, I think, and you got it. And so it, gets you working right away. They stay active 165% longer than those that don't participate in the IAP. So again, if you haven't done this yet, I would highly recommend taking advantage of it. You got your first 60 days to do it. If you missed it, if you're watching this webinar and you're like, shoot, I missed the IAP, there are other opportunities that Puromance will periodically kick out to consultants to let you do something like this. But basically, they're giving you inventory. This is how it works. They give you basically inventory. It's like an inventory loan. And they give you $1,000 worth of inventory. You pay back 500 of the 1,000, so 50% off basically over 5 months, with no interest. So it's an interest-free loan. It's crazy. You do pay taxes and shipping up front, so there is an upfront cost, but there's not an interest rate, and you're getting 50% off instead of 30. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's amazing. So love that program. This is a little snapshot of what's included. Sometimes they do some things depending on what might be on a corporate back order, but they include the good stuff. What I love about the inventory program is that you have things like opening act and premiere and some of the higher end toys that really you want to be showing, because women are, if you show the low end stuff only, people are not going to find the higher end stuff. But if you show the high end stuff and they're on a budget, then they will find the lower end stuff. So always, always, always show the higher end toys. I wouldn't even bother with the Amplified collection personally. So yes, fast track. So this is cool too. All right. So not only do you bump up to a higher buying discount, but you can earn free product. First thing when you start the business, when you do $1,000 in retail sales in your first 60 days, you get $75 in free product. They put it as a credit on file, and then you get to select the product and they ship it with your next order. So that's how that works. When you do $2,000 in retail sales, they give you another $150 in free products. So that's a total of $225 already just for doing $2,000 in sales, which again is equivalent of 3 parties, $225 in free product. Freaking awesome. And then if you do both of those things, that 2,000 plus, you sponsor 3 new consultants who become active. They kick you another $375 in free product as a credit on your file. So you're going to have $600 in free product during your first 60 days just for going out and doing parties and sharing the opportunity. So again, Fast Track is a great goal, level 1, 2, or 3. Again, Amy Davidson, shout out to you, did all 3 of them. I bet that was awesome to get that $600 in free stuff, plus a 45% buying discount, plus a lifestyle bonus. Like, hello, this is so cool. So again, senior consultant is you plus 3, and the 45% buying discount is just going to mean more profit for you. Plus you get the overrides and monthly lifestyle bonus. So the lifestyle bonus is separate from the override bonus. The lifestyle bonus is just a cash bonus that they will pay you when you hit your minimums for your level once you qualify for them. So again, it's like our car program, but it's not a car. You also can earn overrides, which Puromance pays you a percentage of the sales of consultants that you personally sponsor. Though that money does not come out of their paycheck. So, because Missy's rocking it out here in the Twin Cities area, she doesn't get paid less because I get paid off of her sales too, but I just get a bonus on that. It's like, hey, thank you for bringing her into the business. Thank you for market. Thank you for supporting your consultants and being successful. Thank you for growing our market. Here's a cash bonus. And so you can earn those as well. And I would tell you, it is really nice to have a piece of 100 parties, right? Rather than the one party that you can do in a night. It's like a real estate brokerage. Would you rather be a real estate, broker that has a lot of agents that work with you, or would you rather be an agent, right? So kind of works along those same ways. Rookie of the Year, this is so cool. So you get to walk the stage at World Conference, $36,000 in retail sales, and 10 active consultants during your first 12 months in business. And then the following year, you will walk the stage. And so for those of you that are starting this year, you would walk, it would actually be not this next round, but the round after that. And so you have a full 12 months from the time that you join to hit this. And so get in, run fast, and if you want to walk the stage, it's kind of a cool thing. So these are some of the rookies in previous years. It's so cool. You know, I worked in the nonprofit world. If we had a good year, we would do like a hot dog roast in someone's backyard. And now like you have a good year and they're sending you on trips and you're walking stage. It's crazy. So here's my first challenge for you. Write down 3 goals that you would like to accomplish in this business. And I just gave you some ideas of some first ones to start with. Those might resonate with you, or you might have some that are completely different, which is totally fine. But go ahead and put pen to paper. Here's the deal. This is something that is so important. There have been studies that have been shown that people who actually take the time to write down their goals, all right, literally write them down, are exponentially more likely to actually achieve them. And so, you know, I'll talk to consultants and they will tell me things like, oh, I've got my goals there up in my head. You guys, it might as not even exist if they just are right up here. You got to get them on pen to paper. There's something magic that happens with that. So I'm going to encourage you to literally get them out of your head and put them somewhere in the world. 3 goals. And I'm super excited to hear what those might be for you. So we're going to go over some basics now. Sell, book, recruit. This is going to be fast and furious. Thankfully, this business is really simple. You know, it is. It really is just about selling, booking, and sponsoring, sharing the opportunity with other people. So first, 3 parties. This is something that we encourage everyone to do. And if you're a consultant who's been in for a while and you need to relaunch your business, you can go back and do this again, all right? Or you can do this for the first time if you haven't done it before. So you can do your launch party, your encore party, and your bestie, your party with a bestie. Your launch party is literally your practice party. It's where you are both the consultant and the hostess. So you're inviting your girlfriends over. You're going to do a fun presentation. You're going to practice. Say, hey, I'm having this party. I need to practice coming over so I can get some experience of doing my party presentation. And please bring friends because I need to have some experience doing this with strangers. All right. So that's the launch party. You're both the hostess and the consultant. The encore party is for everyone who cannot make the launch party. And so as you are inviting, and by the way, we have some amazing scripts that, let's see, I'm going to forward a little bit and then we'll go back, but invitation scripts, these are also on the All-Star site. This is something that Megan Jost did. So I know the Gold Diggers have this as well, but I can't take credit for it because this is the Megan Jost thing. But this is located in the big Holy Grail document. And these are scripts. So as you're reaching out, it tells you exactly what to say to invite people to your launch party. And then if they can't make it, so, you know, if you're like, hey, I'm having this party on Friday. I would love to see you. I need, you know, some practice, bring some friends. Oh, I can't make it. I've got a graduation party that night. No problem. I'm actually doing an encore party on Sunday afternoon. Can you make that one? And so it just gives you a way to transition that conversation. So the encore party is to take place ideally just a few days after the launch party. I wouldn't space it out more than about a week. Really, I would probably do it within a couple days. But that is like for everyone that cannot make the launch party, you've got like that second thing, boom, to get them to right away. And then your third party, and you're both the hostess and the consultant of that as well. Your third party is a party with a bestie. So this is where you're going to call in a favor for a girlfriend, all right? And I will tell you, friends and family, they will not make or break your business. So if you are like, oh my gosh, my social circle is not big at all, no problem. Mine wasn't either. They're not going to make or break your business. You're going to have to pound the pavement a little bit more, but this would be the time to call in a favor with a friend. And, you know, maybe the friend who's invited you to a bunch of her parties, or maybe someone who, you know, owes you a favor, or just, you know, your best friend who, you know, will do this for you. You just need experience of having a party. Will you be my first party with a hostess? And so those are your first 3. From your first 3, hopefully you're going to book the heck out of those. Our goal is to always book at parties because the easiest place to find a party is at another party. And if you can do those 3 parties, and if you play a booking game, and you should always, always, always play a booking game at your shows, you're going to book the heck out of it and it will continue to roll. That said, we have some other marketing ideas for you as well. So we're going to give you some other ways that you can creatively book outside of a party as well tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the chat again. All right. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's right. Never too late for an encore. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, all right. So after you've booked your parties, you want to make sure that you're entering them into Pure Sale. I love that Pure Sale is now available not only for iPads and Android devices, but also for iPhones now. So you can download the app regardless of what device that you have. You want to do this ASAP, but this is basically like your digital order taking system. And so it doesn't place the order for you at Pure Romance, but what it does is it calculates everything, calculates the hostess credits, it calculates tax and shipping. It stores all of your customer data. And so you can just go into your consultant online office later and run some crazy reports like who had coochie in February of 2017. I'm going to run a report of everyone who ordered that, and you can see it, and then you can message them. And it's so cool. So you want to be using this right away. It's awesome. Get those parties entered into Pure Sale and start using that system from the very beginning. And then invitations. There's a lot of different ways to do invites. I recommend, if you're going to do a Facebook invite, which most of my gals are on Facebook, so we almost always do a Facebook invitation for the party. Make sure that you take a look at the sample event that we have in the All-Stars group. So again, in that Holy Grail document, there's a link to a sample event that has all of the language. It has, images. It has different posts that you can do. None of those posts matter if no one's seeing them. So the most important thing that you can do with your hostess is make sure that you are connecting with her and telling her to individually invite people. And so the Facebook invite is really just kind of a reminder. She needs to individually be reaching out to people and saying things like, hey, Sally, I've got this party coming up on Friday. I would love for you to be there. I'm planning snacks. Can you make it? All right, so asking a yes or no question to her guests, whether that's texting, Facebook messaging, whatever, but she needs to individually reach out to people so they actually see it, because a lot of times they're not even saying it. There also are invitations on the Media Center. Some people do text invite. It's up to you, but just make sure that you make it personal, whatever that is, because no one sees mass invites, whether that's email, Facebook, whatever. You've got to make it a personal invitation. And most of the time there's problems with attendance. That is a big part of the issue, or that she's not inviting enough people. We have tons of training on hostess coaching in the Consultant Online Office, and so be sure that you're checking out Party School for that. Those are the invitation scripts. Check those out. I'm going to teach you a fun system. Are you ready for a fun system for your business? All right, so we're going to talk about clipboards, and this is something that is super simple, but is going to hold you accountable. You want to, first of all, get a clipboard, all right? So, hey, clipboard, Office Max, or wherever you want to grab one. They're super cheap. And then you're going to put a couple things in them. The first thing you're going to do is an open date card. And again, these are available on the All-Star site in the Holy Grail document. You can find that. Your open date card is something that you're going to use to control your calendar and also to hold yourself accountable. It's not something that you're going to be passing around to everyone at your parties. I know some people like to do that. Personally, I'm not a fan of that system. But, you can do that if you want to. But this is for you to control your calendar. So the first thing that you're going to do is for the current month, actually for the following month ideally, because our goal is to be fully booked by the first of the month. So by June 1st, our goal is that we're fully booked in June, and then we're working on July. But if that's not the case right now, get June, all right? So you're gonna write June at the top of this. And then the next thing you're gonna do is write down all of the dates and days of the month that you are open to having a party, okay? So what dates are you open to having a party? Do not put every day of the month, because I'm going to call BS if that's the case for you. We do this business not so that we can work, whenever anyone wants us to, but so that we can have calendar control. So you're going to block out those soccer games. You're going to block out those family reunions. Any of those dates, you're not even going to bother to put on there, but you're going to put the dates you literally want to work and book parties. You're going to put more dates than you actually want to book because you want to have some variety. But for example, I only party on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't mean that I book all of those days. In fact, I don't book a lot of weekends because I like to have my weekends off too. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the dates that I book parties. If someone wants to have a party on a Monday, I'm going to refer them to one of you guys. If someone wants to have a party on a Sunday, I don't do Sunday parties, so I'm going to refer them to one of you guys. But those are my dates. So you're going to go ahead and put those in first of all. And then as you are booking parties, you're going to start to fill those in. And so this gives you tons of calendar control. It lets you know what your upcoming dates that are available are at all times. When you're at a party, what you're going to do is have this with you. So this is going to sit on your desk. It's going to come with you to parties. It's going to be in your face all the time. And so you're first of all going to know that if your calendar is looking pretty not so great, then you're going to be able to see that at all times. That's going to give you some motivation to get that going. But when someone wants to have a party with you, it's going to be really easy for you to walk them into a date. So say that I'm at a show and I'm in the shopping room and Missy's in the shopping room. I'm like, oh my gosh, Missy, I'm so excited. It's so great to meet you. When are we doing your party? And she's like, actually, I've been thinking about having a party. Well, awesome. I can't wait to do it. It looks like my June is pretty booked, but in July, I have some Wednesdays or Thursdays. Does Wednesday or Thursday work best for you? Well, actually, I could probably do a Thursday. Okay, awesome. My first available Thursday is going to be Thursday, July 19th. Does that work for you? Yes, done. So see what you do. You just kind of easily ease them into a date. You start big. You don't offer that. You don't ever show them a blank calendar and ask them, when do you want to have it? You kind of guide them into that and guide them into what you want to book. And it's going to be an amazing tool for you to do that. So I would highly recommend printing these off. I would have the current month and the following month or the following 2 months. Don't do more than 2 months at a time because you don't want to book too far out. But this is going to be a great way for you to have calendar control, and then you just fill in the details of it. And then, you know right away, like with my goal, is to have 8 parties in a month. I know that I need to book 10, right? It's because if I want to have 8 parties, I need to allow for cancellations, book 10, hold 8 is how that works. So that is that tool. So I hope you think that's cool, and I would really encourage you to use it because it's gonna make your world a whole lot easier. In addition to using a calendar, if you have a calendar on your phone like I do, then that's great too, but this, I would highly recommend like having this in addition to that. It's gonna keep you accountable. The next document you wanna print up, a few copies of these, you wanna have the party checklist and kickoff forms. And these are also available on the All-Stars group, and they are just an editable version of a corporate document. So you probably have also seen this on the corporate website as well. This is going to be your hostess coaching system, basically. And what I love about this is if you're not sure what to do once you book a party, this is going to walk you through it completely and make it super, super easy for you. So when someone books a party with you, you've got a couple of these in your clipboard. You can start actually filling out the details right away. It's got party date, party time, hostess details, the party address. And then after you set up a show, it's really important that you make contact with the hostess within the first couple days, all right? So you want to confirm the booking within the first couple days, because what happens sometimes is consultants don't confirm that right away. And a few days before the party, they don't know if they have a party or not because the hostess has fallen off the face of the earth and she doesn't know if she's having a party because you haven't been in touch with her. So always, always, always set up a time to connect on the phone within the first couple days. You can do everything else electronically if you want to. You can do all of it electronically if you want to, but I really like having that first call. So with this document, what you're going to do with that first call is it has it all spelled out for you. 3 days after booking, you make the first call. So you just check that up. Okay, made the first call. Confirm the party date and start time. Hey, Missy, I'm excited for our party. I've got you down for July 19th. Does that still work for you? Awesome. Great. Check. I'm going to go to the next one. Discuss the party kickoff form. On the back is the party kickoff form. So on the party kickoff form, you're going to love your pre-events party. And as your consultant, I'm super excited. I want you to have the most amazing time. I just have a few questions for you. So what is your primary reason for having this party? Is it just a fun girls' night? Is it a bachelorette? Is it to celebrate a special occasion? You want just the freebies? What are we doing this for? She's going to tell you. You check that off. So tell me a little bit about your guests that are coming. Are they single? Are they in relationships? What does that look like? How do you know them? Do you want to do a theme party? We could do like sex and chocolate. We could do a naughty appetizer theme. Is this just a fun girls' night? So you literally go through the party kickoff form and it walks you through what to ask her. It's the coolest thing ever. And then you flip it back over, explain the party rules. So, we only have one big rule at these parties, and that is these parties are for adult women only. So I can't do a party if there are men or children in the home during the presentation. After the presentation is over, it's fine. But during the presentation, no men or minors in the home. All right, so you want to make sure that you get a yes from her, that she understands that. And then also I'm going to need a private shopping room because we do orders one at a time so that women can have a confidential shopping experience. But anyway, I love this form. I hope you like that too. It's going to literally walk you through the whole hostess coaching process and make it super, super, super easy for you. Like that? Sound good? So what you do after that is you've got your clipboard, you've got your open date card, you've got a couple of these party kickoff forms that you can just fill out as you're booking parties, whether that's in your office or at your dining room table or at a party. And then after you have booked that party and started to fill this out, what you're going to do is get a binder, just a regular 3-ring binder, and get tabs for every month of the year. And you're going to file this in the month the party is being held. And so you want to have the upcoming month, face first. So I would have June, the June tab first, and then all of my June parties coming up, and then July, and then go through the year. And then after the party's over, you can file it in whatever filing system you're using. But I love the party binder system, and I hope that will keep things nice and organized and easy for you. There's a lot more fancy things you guys can do, but these are just basics that if you do this, you're going to have a solid system. All right. So I'm not going to do a ton of detail on the party play-by-play, because frankly, there's amazing training resources on the consultant office for you on this, but I did want to highlight a few things that are really important at your party. So again, the most important thing you can do is shadow a show. If you've not shadowed a live party, I would highly recommend doing that. Reach out to your sponsor. She'll be able to give you some good recommendations of people that you can go and watch and go into the shopping room and actually see how that all plays out. The Consultant Online Office also has Party School, which is going to walk you through all of this in way more detail with videos and great stuff. But couple things to keep in mind. Dress for success. We are professionista. And what that means is there's still a stigma about what we do, unfortunately. And so we really want to make sure that our consultants are presenting themselves and presenting the company in a way that is just, classy and professional. And so that doesn't mean full on business wear, but what does mean is no jeans, no like logoed t-shirts, no sweats. Make sure that you are looking sharp, because first impressions matter, and you can certainly incorporate your own personal style when you do this. There's lots of great ideas. Pure Romance has a Pinterest board that you can go to. The corporate Pinterest boards are really awesome. They also have a lot of great theme party ideas, but go to the corporate Pinterest boards to see some examples of party gear. But basically just, look sharp, look professional, and make sure that you are setting a good tone for the party. Party flow. Arrival, icebreaker, product presentation, booking game and closing speech, and then shopping. So you can always put the booking game in the middle. Here's what you want to do. Do arrive and start on time. That's really important. And a goal, one of the things that I would recommend that you do if you want your parties to actually start on time is when you're setting up the invitation, set the start time for 30 minutes before the show time is actually going to be. So what that means is when you're booking the party, I would be like, all right, so Amy, I'm super excited for your party. We recommend that you invite the guests 30 minutes before the actual show time is going to happen. And so we'll do like a 6 o'clock mingle, a 6:30 show time. How does that sound? Or we'll do like a 7 o'clock mingle, 7:30 show time. So you're setting the party time 30 minutes before you are going to take stage and do this thing. What that means for me is I'm arriving when the guests are arriving. So if the party start time for mingling is 7 o'clock, I'm showing up at 7. I'm setting up, I'm mingling with the guests. We're starting at 7:30. This is going to keep you from having late starts. I'm telling you, I used to be sitting there twiddling my thumbs all the time, but it's incredibly rude to the people that were there on time to start late. And it's also rude to you, to not value your time. And so you want to make sure that you keep that going. So I'm sorry, that was a little long-winded, but just a little pro tip there. Dress business casual. Do wear a name tag. Use proper terminology. So we're not going to be, using a lot of slang at our parties. We want to make sure that they know that we're comfortable saying the words. And if you're not comfortable saying penis, vagina, clitoris, stand in front of a mirror and say those like 50 times. All right. That's what I had to do in the beginning because I couldn't talk about sex either with my husband. So you'll get used to it. I promise. But you want to make sure that they know that you're comfortable, and so that they're going to feel comfortable too. Don't swear, all right? Do not share personal sexual experiences. Do not do this ever, ever, ever during your presentation. And here's why. This is when I get a lot of pushback from new consultants, especially. They're like, oh, it's like they're my girlfriends and they want to know what I like and what I use. And they're going to ask you. They will ask you. They will ask you to go there. But it's going to gross them out if you do. And I know this because I've had a ton of corporate leads, people that have had a party with someone else in the past that go to the corporate office and request a different consultant. And most of the time it's because the consultant was oversharing and they felt uncomfortable. And so they wanted someone else. So please don't share personal experiences. Not to say that you shouldn't be using the products. And what you can do is you can use third person. And so you can be like, I hear that this one does blah, blah, blah. Or my clients tell me that this product is particularly amazing for this. The client might be you, or your significant other, but you just don't want to personally share your experiences because you want them to visualize themselves using the product and not you. Don't drink alcohol or smoke. Also, I would recommend not eating their food. At the end of the party, they might try to send you home with a plate, and that's totally fine. But like before the party starts, during the party, that is theirs to consume. And so we are there to work. Do not do a party with men or minors in the home, and that just is a corporate rule that we have. And so no men nor no minors in the home during the presentation. Adult women only. And yes. All right. Arrival window of 30 minutes. All right, so we talked about that a little bit. Set the start time 30 minutes before the show time actually starts. Greet the hostess before bringing party supplies in the room. That is because sometimes you are going to have men or minors there. Usually not if you've done hostess coaching. If you've done hostess coaching and you've walked through everything on the checklist, you've told her 3 times that is a rule, so it's not going to be an issue. But you want to make sure that you kind of survey the space a little bit before you bring everything in. Find out where to set up your presentation table in the shopping room, and then greeting the guests as they arrive. I like to give them each a name tag. I don't do this at all parties, but this is a fun thing, especially if you have a challenge with names. You can bring name tags or even little post-it notes that are shaped like hearts and have them write down a word that describes them in the bedroom that starts with the first letter of their name, fact or fiction, and then put their name underneath it. So it's like their fun name for the night. It also helps you remember their name if you're like me, and I sometimes struggle with that. If they're wearing it all night, it's awesome. So icebreakers, there are tons of icebreakers on the Consultant Online Office. There are tons of icebreakers in our group. We actually have an album with different games. But my favorite one to play, I'm going to actually do this with you really quickly now because I think it's a really good game to get to know a lot about your guests in a really short period of time. It's called the Garage Sale Game. And the reason I like this one is, I'm going to tell you in a minute, all right? It's because I find out a lot about the people I'm partying with. So go ahead and take out your customer connection card or your sheet in your catalog that says notes, and I'm going to have you write down 1 through 5. All right, so go ahead and number 1 through 5. Number 1, you're going to go ahead and write your word that describes you in the bedroom that starts with the first letter of your name, fact or fiction, and put your name after that. So I'm Jana. I'm going to be Jaguar Jana tonight. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to pretend that we're having a garage sale. And so I want you to think of something in your house that you would sell if you were to have a garage sale tomorrow. Don't overthink it. I'm not really going to make you sell it, but go ahead and write that item down. So for example, I would sell one of my purses if I was having a garage sale tomorrow. Item on number 2. Number 3 is your asking price. What are you asking for it? Go ahead and put the price down. Number 3, is that, number 4, number 3 is what you're asking for. Number 4 is what you originally liked about that item. Why did you have it in the first place? And number 5 is why you're getting rid of it. Got that? All right, so number 1 is your name. Number 2 is an item you're selling at your garage sale. Number 3 is the asking price. Number 4 is what you liked about it. And number 5 is why you're getting rid of it. Got it? Awesome. So next up, I'm going to have you go ahead and cross out whatever you wrote for a number 2. And I want you to write down the name of your significant other if you're in a relationship, or the name of an ex, okay? So the name of your significant other if you're in a relationship and your relationship to that person, or the name of an ex if you're not in a relationship and your relationship to that person. So I would put my husband, James, or my ex, Billy, or my girlfriend, Susan, or, whatever you would put down. Just go ahead and the name of the person and the relationship. Got it? All right, so then we're going to go around the room. We're going to share, and your name is, I'm Jaguar Jana. And who are you getting rid of? I'm getting rid of my husband, James. For how much? For 50 cents? And why did you originally like him? I originally liked him because of the color. And you're getting rid of him because I'm getting rid of him because he's too small. So it's just kind of a funny icebreaker. I love doing that one because I find out a ton about my people at the party. I find out if they're in a relationship or if they are single or if it's complicated. I find out if they like boys or girls or somewhere in between. I find out a lot about them before I even get the party started. So it helps me kind of tailor my presentation. So that's why I like that one. Just whatever you do, make sure that your games are not going to make anyone feel uncomfortable, all right? So don't play like pass the dildo between the knees or anything like that, because there's going to be some people that will be mortified to do that at the party. And so just if they want to take it wild, they can take it wild. I like to do those kinds of games if they want to take it wherever they want to go, but I'm not going to take them there unless they are ready to go there. Sound good? All right, so that's my favorite icebreaker. Share what your favorite icebreaker is if you're in the chat. I know we got a lot of seasoned consultants on tonight, and I'm sure you got some different ones. That is mine. So opening, again, first impressions are everything. I would recommend with your party presentation, it's not necessary to script everything out when you first are starting out, but I would recommend scripting out your opening. I'd recommend scripting it out and practicing it, not so that you sound like a robot, so that you can go in there and you can just be like, bang, I got this. Because you probably are going to be nervous for your first few parties. It might be a little awkward for you. I'm a total introvert. I thought I was going to puke my first several shows, but I practiced my opening enough that I was able to go in and boom, nail it. And that helped me kind of relax into it and be able to do the rest of the presentation. So if you do nothing else, with scripting it out, I would really recommend practicing the heck out of that one so that you feel really good and confident coming into it. Big things that I like to cover in the opening is, of course, thanking your hostess, kind of laying down how the party flow is going to happen, explaining that shopping is private so that they know that. You do the icebreaker in the opening as well. I also like to tell them right up front, my favorite thing to say is that I've got one rule tonight. So our rule, is adult women only for Pure Romance, but my rule is that you do not yuck someone else's yum tonight, meaning that we're going to lay it all out there. My job is to put everything out there, and it's not all going to be for you, and that's totally okay, but someone sitting next to you might really be into that, all right? So do not yuck someone else's yum. If we get to a part that you just are not that into, just take a drink. It'll be over in a second. So that gets people, kind of cuts out some of the BS that happens during the party, when someone's like, I would never do that, or no, exit only. It just kind of helps with that part of it. It cuts it right before it even starts, and keeps it a lot more positive, right? So I like to say that from the very beginning. Introduction and iStory. There's lots of good stuff on corporate on how to put your iStory together. Keep it short, but you want to make sure that you just are giving them a little bit about your background. What were you doing before Pure Romance? What didn't you like about it? Why did you start, and what are you excited about? All right. And so, for example, if you're a college student, you could be like, before Pure Romance, or before I started with Pure Romance, I was in college, and I still am in college. And I just didn't like that I constantly was having to have no social life because I was constantly working or in classes. And so I started doing Pure Romance because I thought it would be a fun way for me to be able to have a social life and work my business around everything else I have going on, and not vice versa. And I'm excited because I'm working on the Fast Track program now, and I'm going to earn some free product. So that's a super simple iStory, but it just gives them a little bit of where you're coming from, what you were doing before, what you didn't like about it, why you started Pure Romance, and what you're excited about. Okay, so I like that formula. It's just easy. Then you go into your mild products, and these are going to be lotions, lubricants, massage aids. They get to touch, taste, and sample. Make sure that all the sampling is done above the waist, so we do not sample clitoral creams. We do not sample anything vaginally. Everything is like done, on the up and up here. All right, so give them permission to shop, and yeah, you can share some of the different scents and flavors if you want to do that, but this part is easy. Commercial break in the middle. So between the mild and the wild, this is a point where you can do your booking game. And this is super important. We have a booking game video. Megan Jost has a really good video of a booking game that has worked wonders for her, that again is on the All-Star site as well, in the Holy Grail document. I would recommend choosing a booking game, whatever that is, and just nailing it and working the heck out of it, okay? If you don't play a booking game, you probably are not going to book parties at your parties. It's a huge lost opportunity. And the reason is that it creates a sense of urgency, it creates a sense of excitement. And so you really need to be playing these, especially when you first are starting out, really all the time. But that's super important. And so this is the point that you would do your booking game. And again, look on the All-Star site for a great booking game that Megan Joseph will walk you through. Sponsoring game. If you're doing a sponsoring game, which I always do at my parties, I like to do the Ask Me Anything. And so this is, you can ask me anything about my business, my Pure Romance business, not my business. And I'm going to give you a card for every item that you are, or for every question that you have. And it gets them, kind of thinking about doing the Pure Romance business. And so you can do raffle tickets. You can do the date night card game. There's a few different ways that you can do that. With the date night card game, I used to number all the cards, but now I just will split up the deck, and I'll give the cards out, and I'll have one of the ones at the top that I want, that I know is going to be the winner. So it might be public. What do you think about public displays of affection? Or what do you think about bondage? And I know, in my mind, that's going to be the winner, but I don't know who gets it. It's one of the cards at the beginning of the deck, and I'm giving out cards all night. And then at the end of the night, I'll say, okay, who has the card that says, what do you think about bondage? And that's the winner for the night. And they get the prize, which could be just a foil pack wrapped up with some candy. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, right? But that was a little side note, but that's a way you can actually do a cross-sell on a product without showing it. And then there's a wild product. So these are going to be you can actually do the lubricants and the enhancement creams in the beginning part too. It's up to you where you want to break that. But this is where you're going to talk about the toys. You're going to turn them on, pass them around, show the good stuff. That is the big thing with this one, is show the things that are high end, because if women are on a budget, they're going to find the other stuff, but they're not going to find the good stuff if you're not showing it. And so if you did not get one of the larger kits, one of my first recommendations for you would be to invest in some of the higher end items. So Spotlight Collection and Calypso Collection and Starlight Collection, all of those would be good ones to add to your demo right away. Just one from each of the collections to give them an idea of what that looks like. Never talk about personal experiences again, but people are going to buy what you show. The connection card is so important. So make sure that you are having every single person fill this out during the party. This is for your records only. And so literally walk them through filling that out, shadow a party to see what that looks like, but have them fill out the details at the very beginning of the show so you can read their handwriting, because sometimes you're not going to be able to read it if they've been drinking a little bit. By the end of the night, it's going to be all like, so, and you can tell them that. Say, I need you to fill out just some details. This is for my records only, so I know where to send product to you. I'm not a crazy stalker. I don't have time for that, but I need this at the beginning so I can read your handwriting by the end of the night. So have them fill out the beginning part. And then on the back, it has the questions of, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to have your own Pure Romance party, or to learn about becoming a consultant, to join my VIP group? All of those things, you're going to literally walk them through it. And the most important part about the connection card is that you collect it from every single person before you go into the shopping room. All right, don't let them hold on to it and have them take it into the shopping room, because if they are holding on to it, a lot of them aren't going to make it into the shopping room. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Maybe someone's kid got sick, or maybe someone had to leave early or didn't have money to order, but she really was interested in having a party. You're never going to know because you don't have her contact information. So manually walk around and collect every single one of those. And what you can do is you could even give away a prize if you want to. I feel that if you have posture, you don't need to. I don't ever give away anything for the connection card. I just collect it from everyone. But if you feel like you're having a hard time getting them, you can be like, okay, we're going to do a drawing now. So you can collect all of them and then, choose one to get a foil pack and some candy. So, but make sure you get those because that is gold. That is where all of your leads are going to come from that you're going to put into your big funnel that are going to continue to drive your business. And so you'll be able to continue to book and follow up and do all these good things with these people, but you can't if you don't have their details. So it's so critically important. That's why I'm hitting it so hard. Make sure you fill it out at every single party and collect it from every single person. All right, so just remember that everything that you do at your show should serve a purpose. So don't worry about playing a ton of crazy games. Our parties are fun, you guys. We're talking about sex and orgasms. Like, it's fun. People are there to learn and to be entertained, and our products are entertaining. So every game that you play really should serve a purpose. It shouldn't just be for funny, haha, taking away time from your presentation and the shopping experience. But you can play games that do serve a purpose. So for example, my favorite game to play that's a sales game actually is the Have It, Love It game. So as we're going through the presentation, if you have something that I'm talking about and you love it and you're willing to fess up to being the proud owner of it, say have it, love it. And I'm going to give you a card or a raffle ticket for every item that you're willing to fess up to owning. I will not out you, but if you out yourself, I'm going to bribe you to do that. And what happens is people start talking about the products. The hostess might not be willing to fess up to owning Daria and loving it unless you bribe her a little bit, and then she's going to be like, oh my gosh, I love Daria, I want to try anal. So you never know. But I love that game, and it will make you sales because them talking about the product to each other is way more powerful than anything you could ever say about it. All right. So a sister-to-sister testimonial is way more powerful. If they're talking during the presentation, just keep on going. Don't stop. Use a microphone. Just keep on, talk softer, to just a few people, but don't ever stop and slow down and shush people because they're there to have a good time. And if they're talking, it's usually they're selling each other on the product and it's going to work out good for you. All right. Using a wish list is a really good thing too. Some people do tic-tac-toe. Missy has just a wish list that's actually pre-populated. There's a wish list in the catalog. Have them fill it out, bribe them. Say, I'll give you, raffle tickets for every 5 items you have in your wish list. But that's a really good way to speed up the shopping room too. Okay, and then at the end, again, you're going to collect those connection cards, explain how the shopping room works, that it is one at a time, and the types of payment that you accept. Also let them know that there is a $7 $7 handling fee. Whether I have the product in stock or not, everyone's going to have a $7 shipping and handling fee because I prepaid product shipping to get it here in the first place. All right, so it's $7 whether you order 1 product or 7 products. 7, order well and get your money's worth. But let them know that up front, and then you're not going to run into issues in the shopping room when people ask about the shipping fee. A little pro tip is just to make notes in your catalog. So if you're really nervous about your presentation, a lot of us literally took our catalogs and put Post-it notes in the catalog with the 3 things we wanted to say about every product we were going to show. And so literally you're standing up in front, going through the catalog, reading off your Post-it notes, and no one knows any better. You might find that you probably don't even need to use that as a crutch, but it's there if you do. So a lot of us did that as we first were starting out, and it'll help you out. Also ask every single person if they want to have a party or if they've ever thought about doing what we do. Some people will print up a sign, like the sign that's on this little slide here, saying that if I don't ask you one of these things, then you're going to get a vibrating prize. And so what does that do? If you forget to ask someone if they want to have a party and you have to give them a vibrator, you're not going to forget to do that again. So if you want to hold your feet to the fire a little bit, that's the way that you can do it. All right, we're not going to go through much in the shopping room because I know, again, we're over a little bit. We're going to go a little over tonight, you guys. We did last time, too. We're trying to figure out where to cut on this. There's just so much stuff to talk about. But let us know where you think we should cut, all right? Especially if you're new. What information will be more helpful to you and what do you think is not as important? So in the shopping room, just making sure that you're not an order taker, you are a consultant, all right? So you want to make sure they have everything they need to have a pleasurable experience. If they order a toy, say, how are you doing on cleaner and lube? You want to just assume that they have it, but ask, how are you doing on cleaner and lubricant? Because they kind of need both of those things for it to be a pleasurable experience for them. If they order, a heart massager, how are you doing on massage oil or lotion? And so you can just ask those questions and do some complimentary selling and upgraded selling. Do one guest at a time in the shopping room. You know, sometimes I try to bring in a lot of people, but I'm telling you, it just gets so crazy. There's mayhem. And then ask them, when are we having your party? You should be asking every single person if they want to have a party. So after the party, sending a thank you note, depositing the money. If you're using Square, you have credit card processing. What that does is it's going to deposit money into your account, and then you're going to place a big bulk order on the Consultant Online Office. And then that's going to come to you, and you have to get it out to your customer. So that's why we charge a $7 shipping and handling fee to everyone, because you're going to have to pay for it to come to you and then pay for it to go out to them. Be very discreet with your shipping. And there are some very economical ways that you can ship product, but make sure that it doesn't say Pure Romance on it. There's no designation that it, you know, is coming from a Pure Romance party, because a lot of people are not going to like that. So be discreet. You can hand deliver if you want to people, but it should never go to the hostess to distribute, because that's against our policy. It is against like the privacy policy that we have. And then just doing a thank you to everyone. Before you shop, when you're going to your COO to make an order, again, remember the Inventory Advantage program is a great option for you. Make sure that you are replenishing your stock, though. The IAP is not for you to get a bunch of product up front and then, you know, sell it and then not have it in stock anymore. Your goal is to have a store that you keep refreshing, and so you always want to replenish your store after every party. Trade with other consultants. If you want to have a diversity of flavors, you could, you know, find 2 other sisters and be like, hey, you know, I've got Coochie and Sweet Fantasy, can you get 25, and can you get original, and then we'll swap, you know, and we'll do 2 of each. And so that's a way that you can diversify your stock without having to do 6 packs of everything right away. 6 packs are an amazing deal because you get a bigger discount on them. And so if you order smart, there's daily sales, there's all kinds of ways that you can actually make bigger than your buying discount. You should never shop at 30% if you're shopping smart, because you're always going to be able to make more money. And then of course there's the sale items too on the ordering pages, and those are items that are often being retired or we have overstock of, that you get a huge discount on, and you can sell them at full price if you want to, or, you know, give your gals a deal on them, whatever you want to do. And then remember, you know, we should never be a one-night stand. And so after every party, asking your hostesses, you know, we're going to do this again, right? This is going to be an annual thing, right? Just assume that this is going to be an annual event, because parties should never, if you're doing a good job, you know, most of your hostesses are going to continue to be longtime hostesses that host year after year after year after year after year with you. And if you're following up with your clients and making sure that you're thanking them, you know, making sure they're happy with their product, you're going to get those reorders, and it just makes business a lot easier. I'm telling you, you know, so much easier to get a second sale from someone than it is to get a first sale. So keep your clients happy, and you'll find that you have money just starting to roll in. So a couple ideas for creative bookings outside of parties. This is something I had to do a lot of because I didn't have a big social circle when I started, and I was extremely shy and nervous about talking about anything in public. But some ways that I started my business, I did vendor events, which a lot of our consultants have done as well. And that's where you set up a table of mild products and you focus on bookings, not selling product, but bookings. If you want to focus on selling product, you might make a couple $100, but if you want to focus on bookings, that's going to turn into tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm not exaggerating because I've actually tracked it. So to get vendor events, there's lots of different places you can do them. There's lots of Facebook groups for vendor events in Minnesota, or I'm sure wherever your local jurisdiction is, but it can be like girls' night out events, craft shows, ladies' night at a bar. There's so many different ways that you can do this, but focus on booking, and we can talk more about that. There's actually an entire training on vendor events in the Consultant Online Office done by yours truly. So it's my thing. I did a ton of them. That's how I started my business, and I don't do them anymore really, but every once in a while I'll do like a big bridal show or something. Another way that you can creatively get bookings is offering fundraiser parties. This is another thing that I did. I did outreach to local sororities, and I offered to do a fundraiser where I would donate my profit at the end of the evening to the charity of their choice. And they're always trying to raise money for different things, right? And so I reached out to all of the local sororities at the U of M, and it's the only cold calling that I ever did. I booked 2 of them, and 11 years later, I still do parties, not at the U as much anymore, but with all the girls that have graduated and are now professional women here in the Twin Cities. So it pays off, I'm telling you. And the way that you do a fundraiser party is you just give them your profit. You can say, I'm going to give, instead of a hostess credit, it's going to be cash, or you can even do your full profit if you want to, which I do sometimes, because I know that it's going to be worth it for me to donate my time basically to expand my client base and get lots of people that are not going to be doing fundraisers. Goodwill goes a long way. It really does. And it's a way that you can give back a tremendous amount without, anything other than your time. So think about people that are doing things like Relay for Life or, Race for the Cure, or trying to raise funds for different things. Offer to do a fundraiser party for them, and it might give you a whole new, this is just a couple ideas. There's tons of creative booking ideas out there. And we actually have a webinar on that too that I can direct you to for booking parties outside of parties. And if you're nervous about it, it's normal. Just know that you're going to get 6 no's for every yes. And so make a game out of it. My goal is to get X number of no's, right? We're here to support you, and we've got lots of resources on booking in our All-Star group. And so know that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Really quickly before we wrap up, the most fun reading that you're ever going to do at Pure Romance is the IRG, or the Incentive Requirements Guide. This is our big manual, all the rules. And I'm totally joking because it's actually the most boring reading. If you want to put yourself to sleep, this is what you want to read before you go to bed. However, it's really, really, really important. And most of the time when people have questions about things, it's in the IRG. All right. So do a search for Incentive Requirements Guide, pull it up. Save it, as a PDF on your iPad or on your computer, or print it up if you are ambitious, and just take some time to go through that because it is important. And it will go over, things that you absolutely need to know as a consultant in terms of staying in good standing with the company. All right, taxes and banking. You own a business now, so you want to start tracking your mileage. You can have a mileage log in your car, or there are a number of apps you can download that would track every time you go to a team meeting or a party or whatever. You want to make sure that you're tracking that because it is a tax write-off. Saving all of your receipts. If you're going to Office Max, the post office, if you're buying PR gear that's logoed, even if it's clothing, that's a tax write-off now, so saving all of those. And then opening up a separate bank account right away, just because that's going to make it really a lot easier when tax time rolls around, but also it's going to show you that you're earning money, because what happens sometimes is really easy after a party to stop at Target, right, and do some shopping because you got some cash and you're like, where did all my money go? I'm not making any money. Well, you are, but like you're leaking. You've got a ship with all these little holes in it because you're leaking profit everywhere. So if you have a separate bank account that everything goes into and then everything comes out of, you're going to see really quickly if there's a problem, if you're doing too much for giveaways, or, if you're shopping too much at Target or whatever that is, it's going to become clear really quick. Square processing for credit cards. You get a Square reader in your kit. It's free. The Square, it's free to sign up. It's free to sign up for Square. There's a processing fee on credit cards like anything, right? But people will spend a lot more money if they can use cards. So please don't discourage them. Some consultants are like, oh, I'm not going to accept credit cards. And that is about the dumbest business decision I could ever think of, because you're going to lose a ton of resources that way. So accept credit cards. There's going to be a small processing fee, but it's totally worth it because people spend more. And then social media. This is an area where a lot of people sometimes start sabotaging themselves a little bit, because whether you like it or not, your hostesses are stalking you a little bit. They are watching what you're doing. When you book a party, people are going to your website or going to your personal profile and kind of seeing, who is this person? So first of all, if you've got a lot of crazy stuff on there, lock it down so it's not public. And we have a really great class on doing a social media makeover. Literally in like 10 minutes, you can completely make over your public profile, lock things down that you don't want public, but make sure that there are public things that people are going to want to see. And so check that out in our All-Stars group. But just be really careful about negativity. That's a big one that I see people shooting themselves in the foot. They're posting things that Facebook is not your therapist, right? And really no one wants to see all of the passive aggressive stuff and negativity and all that. No one wants to see that. Not even your friends and family. But if you must post it, then just make it only viewable to your friends and family and not the public and not your clients. All right, so watch that video. It's good, if I do say so myself. Media Center is a tool that you have, a resource that you have free to you for your first 45 days after you sign into it. And that's where all the corporate images are and fun stuff that you can use for your social media and for your VIP groups and Facebook events. And you have, after that, it's $15 a month. And then remember that to stay active, you've got to do a $200 in retail sales every 2 calendar months. And if you don't do that, so for example, if May and June combined, you don't have 200 retail, you fall inactive. Not inactive, you fall to friends and family, which means that you have a 15% buying discount instead of what you had before. And you'll be at that discount until you do 200 retail again. And so stay active. I don't know about you, but I could keep myself in the good stuff just by buying product that I like and use every single day. And I did this in our team group a couple days ago where I actually pulled stuff out of my shower and bathroom, only the mild stuff, and it was like $500 worth of product. So you get a discount on things, be a product of the product, use our products, be your own best product tester, and there's no reason ever for you to fall inactive. Personal website orders count. When someone places an order on your personal website, this is a really important thing to know. So on your pureromance.com / it's usually your first and last name, Pure Romance processes that order and ships that order directly to your client, and they just cut you a check the next month. It is amazing. It's amazing. And so, there's lots of ways that you can make money with this business. It's like the best thing ever. And this is the comp plan. Ta-da, this came in your kit as well. And, we just scratched the surface of the comp plan. The most basic way that you make money is that you buy wholesale, you sell retail, and you pocket the difference, right? So it's like any retail business. But then again, we have lifestyle bonuses, which again, get 3 people that you share the opportunity with, become active consultants, and boom, you qualify to earn a lifestyle bonus. You can earn override bonuses. And this is where the big money really can come into play. So study the comp plan. If that's something that you want to move on up the line, don't wait. There's no reason to wait. Plug them into our Empower, Educate, Entertain group. Invite them to your local team meetings, get them plugged into stuff, and we will do the work for you. All right. All the training is there. You don't have to worry about it. Just get them plugged in and share the opportunity. Lots of incentives. We have trips that Pure Romance offers periodically. Again, a lot of our team has earned trips. A lot of our team has earned trips right off the bat. So you don't have to have been in business forever to earn something. Keep your eyes peeled for opportunities. We're doing a big incentive for June. So if you haven't checked that out yet, you might want to get your booty in gear for June, because we are giving away a ton of really cool stuff. All right. So our team does incentives. A lot of team leaders do incentives, and then corporate office does incentives as well. So here's my challenge for you. If you stuck with me through this whole time, again, we're an hour and 15 minutes again. We got to figure out how to cut this down to an hour. I just don't know, guys. Maybe it's going to be an hour and a half training. I don't know. Private message me and let me know what you think. Here is my challenge for you, though. All right. So to earn, well, not to earn, but to be in a drawing to win either one of these little wishbone necklaces, which this is what the clitoris is shaped like, you guys. This is a great educational tool to talk about how the clitoris is actually shaped like a wishbone. Most of it is internal. It's so cool. I wear this to my parties. Or to win an essential oil, or the microphone, the Britney Spears microphone, which is great for shows. You need to go to the All-Stars Facebook group. And if you're not in the All-Stars Facebook group, private message me, all right? I will accept private messages, but otherwise I want you to post this publicly, because I want other people to be able to learn from your experience tonight. Number 1, something you learned from tonight's training. Number 2, a goal that you are setting for yourself. And number 3, an action step that you are taking in the next 7 days. All right, so go ahead and post those in there. Tag me. Otherwise, I won't be able to see it, so make sure that you tag me. Or actually, here's what we're going to do. Do hashtag challenge, okay? Hashtag challenge, and that will in the body of your message in the Facebook group, and that will help me sort, and I'll be able to find it. So hashtag challenge at the bottom. Those 3 things, do that in the next 24 hours, and then we're gonna pick some winners. The number of winners that I pick depend on how many people do it. We did 2 last time because we had 12. If we have more than 12, if we have 15, I'll do 3, all right? But make sure that you do those 3 things, and I am so excited for you. Congratulations again for joining the All-Star team, for joining Pure Romance, and I cannot wait to see what's next for you. The sky is the limit. Do not limit yourself. This is a lifestyle business, and again, you can do whatever it is that you decide, and we're going to support you. Whatever your definition of success is, we want to help you achieve it. And so know that you've got a lot of women who are cheering you on, and I cannot wait to meet you if I haven't met you yet. But go out there and have some fun and make some money. Worldwide Rally is coming up on the 23rd of June, so get your booty to that. They are all across the country, so there should be one near you, and these are gonna be an amazing training opportunity. So absolutely get into that one. And then it's not too late to register for our national training in August, which is another great, it's in Cincinnati, and a lot of us are gonna be going out there. We had, I think, 70 of us that went out last August, but this is gonna be the place where you are gonna, if you wanna take it to the next level, you want to be at that event, and it's a tax write-off. All right. So anyway, have a great evening. Thank you so much. And